everybody. Whoops, almost dropped you. Whoopie doosey. Get you in here tighter. Okay. Hi, Janice Brown. How are you doing? You know, I just got done recording an entire, I don't even know, it was a while. Maybe 20 minutes worth. Talking about the hurricane that's coming. And right now it's a category 5 and it's over the Bahamas. So I'm asking everybody please do a little prayer for them. They're going to be devastated. We lived in Broward County in Florida when Hurricane Andrew hit, and it was aiming right towards where we lived, but then it wobbled and it went down to Homestead in Miami. And if you remember back in 1992, Andrew, it was very devastated. So most hurricanes are. We are in a tropical warning right now, which means we are going to get tropical winds. It's still out on the Atlantic Ocean. It's over the Bahamas as a category 5, and it's supposed to go west, supposed to go west and then turn up and hopefully out into the ocean. And so before I decided, well, I'll try and do a hurricane pour in honor of this stupid thing. I mean, what else is there to do? When it's going to be raining and storming and windy, you just got to think something, get your mind off it. So I decided to do a pour. And I don't like it. So I'm going to scrape it off and do something else. I don't know. I'll show you what I did. And you'll probably go, oh, I like it. No, I hate it. So that's what I did. So let me put my gloves on. And I try to do a cloud pour. I mean, it's okay, but this is not I do better than this. So I don't like it. So I'll just pour something on it, and I might just do a swipe. If I could do a swipe and get a decent thing, that'd be great. It's got a lot of cells, though, I have to admit. But that's from, I used alizarin crimson for the red, which I wanted in the middle, and it came everywhere else. Cadmium yellow, cadmium red on top of the alizarin crimson, phthalo blue, acrylic flow, artist love white, and phthalo blue, I said that already, and it's silver. And the silver is what is in the center here, and I don't like it. I now remember why I don't use silver in my pours, because I don't like the way it looks. It looks gray. It's disgusting looking. So, you know what? I think I'm going to take and I hate using white for a pour, or for a swipe, but maybe I'm going to make up some of this. This is, let me get it out, make sure I have it. Ah, so disgusted. Oh, it was such a great process I did. Where is that paint? It's not a white. I know where it is, that color I want to use. I don't know what to do with it. Must be still out there. Huh. Well, I don't know what happened to that paint I used to get that. It's unbleached. I'm going to try some unbleached, okay? This is pretty. I love this color. All right, let me mix up some of that. And what I do 50% Floetrol, 50% color. I'm going to do a little swipe with this, hopefully. Come on, get out. That much of it. And then use some of my white. Where'd my white go? No. Floetrol. I guess I have enough here. I only use Floetrol with my paints, nothing else, no silicone. This is no silicone, guys. Nothing. So I got a ton of cells. Let me mix this up real quick. May not be enough paint because I'm going to swipe it, but we shall see. I might just stick some white with it. I don't know. It's a 12 by 12 canvas. I'm going to stick some water with this. Let me wipe this yellow off. It's bugging me. I'll just go like that. There. Let me sit. Yeah, I told about my 2 books. I'm an author, an artist, musician. I do a little bit of everything. Jack of all trades, master of none. But one book, the first book I wrote is Paralyzed with Fear. Both are available on Amazon and on Kindle. And my second book is Victoria. Victoria is about a ghost, but the whole entire book starts out as a love story, which it is still a love story too. It talks about a girl by the name of Emily who suffers from OCD, and they find out why she suffers because she didn't witness her parents get murdered, but she was hiding underneath the bed when they did. So after that, she started having all these, I don't know if you've never known anybody with OCD, but it's really bad because I have a friend that is OCD, and my God, before she even goes to bed at night, she's counting her burners, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, constantly 5 times. Everything's 5 times. And make sure this is recording because last time it wasn't. Oh, it is, yay. So she's recording, she has to count everything. Like when she unlocks the door and locks the door, it's 5 times. Car door, 5 times. Everything's 5. I don't know what the magic number, why that is like that. I have no clue. But I was reading that sometimes hypnotizing will take that away from, at least lessen the experience. So I have in my book about this girl who gets hypnotized. Her friend Emily does it. She's not a professional, so don't do it at home. And while she went to go get the book on how to do it, she ended up falling off her ladder because her books, this woman reads all the time, an avid reader. And she's got a ladder that you have to go up high to get the, I'm trying to get my Floetrol here. She's trying to get her ladder so that she can climb up to get the book on symptoms of OCD and what to do and how to treat it and everything else like that. Which, by the way, there really is no cure for that. And she falls and cracks her head open. And Emily, of course, is panicked. She calls emergency, 911 real quick. And they take her to the hospital. And, of course, now Emily's behind and she wants to lock up Amy's house to go to the hospital. But she's having to do everything 5 times. I mean, everything 5 times. Opens the oven door 5 times to make sure it's not on. Unplugs the coffee plugs, everything is 5 times. Finally, after half an hour, she gets to the hospital and she meets the EMS guy. Well, she actually met him at home. And long story short, they fall in love. But that's not it to the story. So if you want to find out what happens after, by all means, get the book and read it. You can get it on Kindle and read it, All right, let me do I'm going to swipe this off. I'm going to swipe left to right. And I'm going to wet my tablecloth. I only wet it halfway down. And then I'm pour this on it. I don't know if I'm going to like that on it either, but we're in a tropical storm, so I got to be excited about something here. Oh, God. Now, my first book, Paralyzed with Fear, is based on 99% true stuff. And when we were building this house, we rented an apartment while it was being built because our condo sold in like 22 days. It was crazy. We didn't expect it to go that quick. All right, I'm going to pour this on here, on this end, and then I will swipe. All right, let me get... So anyway, it was people upstairs in this rental. Oh my God, I swear to God they were murdering people up there. So you'll have to read the journal entries and everything in this book because it really goes on to everything. It tells you exactly everything that we went through. And, all right, I'm going to wait a second, and then I'm going to swipe it. And we'll see what transpires now. And so you'll have to see what happens with that, too. It's amazing. And it was around the time when Casey Anthony was on trial for killing her daughter, and how they had gone in and checked out what she was researching on the internet. Well, it's too funny because if anybody would have checked my stuff, they would have thought I murdered people, but I didn't. And that was push this back a little bit here. When I do these, by the way, the back is all taped, in case you're seeing my backing, I don't know. I just want to get that color off the tip there. Move it that way. Okay. This is turning out much better. All right, let me get my gloves off, and I'm going to fire away with my torch. And I can't believe no silicone, not a bit of silicone. This is so exciting. Usually I'm an avid silicone user, but anyway, the things that happen in this apartment upstairs, I should have just named it the apartment upstairs, come to think of it, but I didn't. And it is amazing when I tell you what we had to experience, the noises, the sounds. We really thought somebody was killing somebody. And the apartment we rented, this was a gift from one of my followers. Can you imagine? Imagine. I can't imagine. It's amazing. I don't like the way this looks right here. I don't know what that is. Ew. Ew. I'm going to drop some more of the paint on the left side. See if it goes down some. I don't know why the top part here didn't swipe that well. But this apartment, oh my God, we saw a rat. This was a luxury apartment, paying an arm and a leg a month to rent. And you'd see rats in the hallway. And I'm like, what the hell? And then the washer and dryer, oh my God. The washer and dryer was, without a doubt, a nightmare. You would hear it. Actually, it tore up one of my husband's shirts. I was like, we're paying this much money for a washer and dryer that tore up the shirts. And then, oh my God, they would have the alarms going off all the time, fire alarms, and you'd have this sound, nightmarish sound that was nonstop. I mean, it would be constant. And they would have to wait for the fire department to turn. I mean, you would not believe, if you read that book, you'll see what we had. We went through hell. And I told the people, too. I said, I'm writing a book based on the noises in this apartment upstairs. And so you'll have to read that because it's really amazing. Power of an Imagination. And actually, I didn't have to have much imagination. My second book, Victoria's Total Imagination. Not based on anything in reality, but it's fun to do. I like to do a little bit of everything, guys, you know, like I like to do this kind of stuff, experiment, play with it. And then I'm a songwriter too. I have songs on iTunes. And I basically just do just about everything, art, music. I've been in movies, which is funny because nobody could believe I've been in movies, but I have. I sat behind Ed Harris in the movie Pain and Gain with Mark Wahlberg and The Rock. Girlfriends, let me tell you about The Rock. He is gorgeous in person. Tall, dark, and handsome. And this side just is limpy here. I'll add a little bit of that down there. And Mark Wahlberg is really kind of short. And Tony Shalhoub was in it, the guy that played Monk. So, funny movie. If you've never watched Pain and Gain, it's hysterical. Based on a true story. So you might want to catch that. Then I'm in another movie called Rescue Me, which is, I don't know where that movie is right now, but it's an old movie. And let me see. Then I was an extra in a movie called The Interview with a Serial Killer, and I don't know whether it happened in that movie, but it didn't matter. I got my pay, and that was it. And, you know, when you're retired, you have to do things to keep you busy. Art, music, acting, a little bit of everything. So, well, this is a mess, but I'm keeping it, I think. I may get done recording this, come back later and go, I don't think so. Let me see. I love doing swipes. I'm really good at doing swipes, and I love swipes. A swipe is taking the color and swiping it over. I probably should have used white, though. What do you think? I can inject some white into here, but I don't feel like it. So I'm cooking today in my crock pot. Cooking a bunch of my, I got short ribs. And since I'm doing dieting, I'm doing keto, sort of, kind of keto. I started out really strong doing keto, but then, you know, I'm cooking for my brother and my husband, and my husband doesn't need to lose any weight. And with keto, you lose it fast, and I don't want it affecting anything, so I basically am doing low, and I mean very low carbs. And I've lost 44 pounds. And I have a lot more to go. And but it's a hurricane now, so I'm making it's a keto barbecue sauce. So hopefully it'll taste delicious. I made it another time, and I can't remember what ingredients I put in. I should have marked it down, but I didn't. And then I mean, I still have chicken in my freezer. I got all kinds of things, but in case of a hurricane, what you have to do, you have to fill up containers with water. So when they freeze, it's like big chunks of ice. You know, back in the olden days, they used to have to use a chunk of ice for their freezer. So works the same way now. So my freezer is full of ice to keep all my meats fresh. And people, they go, oh my God, I don't have any water. You turn your faucet on, you get water. And if you have to, so we have gas, so I can always light even though the flame may not go because we don't have electricity. If we lose electricity, I can use my torch to start it, you know, or I could cook something with my torch. And so we figured out how to make coffee too. We have a drip coffee maker that we use just for hurricanes. And if we feel we need to, but I mean, the last time we had Hurricane Matthew and Irma, we didn't lose power. So I'm hoping we don't lose power this time. And then all you do like that, if you have a drip coffee maker, in case you ever have your lights go out and you're dying for a cup of coffee, well, you have to heat up water somewhere. But I mean, when we had the condo, we lost power for 4 days after Hurricane Wilma. Now, Wilma damaged my car. A tree fell on it, but I hated that tree because that tree, all the stuff would end up in my car, in my engine, everything else. These little spindle things from the tree and little flowers and leaves. Oh my God, it was a nightmare. I hated that tree. So when it fell on my car, I was kind of happy, you know. But it dented my roof and it broke my back window. So couldn't even get a back window for like, I don't know how many months. So finally I said, screw it. I traded it in. And then, but for Wilma, we lost power for 4 days. Only 4 days where everybody else was months. But because we're on the hospital grid, we're also on the hospital grid here. So luckily, hopefully, we don't lose it for any amount of time. And, but during Irma and Matthew that hit our coast. Matthew was level 3, category 3. We didn't get any damage on the house at all, but my oak tree that we had planted, actually the homeowners association planted 2 weeks before Irma came. It was either Irma or another tropical storm. No, it was Irma. Might have been Matthew, then Irma. I can't remember. One of those two. No, it was Irma. Irma came first and knocked down the tree because it was just planted. So they propped it back up. It was doing really good. We got Matthew the following year. Down went the tree again. They propped it back up. And it's still standing now. That might be the only thing that goes. I don't know. But with the hurricane impact windows and the house built concrete, hopefully my roof stays on. But we're going to get really some hurricane force winds here. And it's even scarier now. Okay, well, we were in the condo. We didn't have any, we were on the second floor in the condo. We didn't worry about putting wood on the windows or anything. But this one tree kept leaning right against this my master bedroom. Like, oh my God, it's going to crack. It's going to break. And then my loft went upstairs, and I had a fireplace. And I was like, my chimney's going to go flying. Oh, no, because Andrew was a category 5. This is what this one is now, Dorian. And so, I was like a nervous wreck, but it didn't break, thank God. But it's harder to put anything up on a second floor, when you have to get a gigantic ladder to do it. Which my husband did. We got a gigantic ladder because he ended up painting our 25-foot ceilings in the living room. And if we needed to put board up for another hurricane, but we never did get another one there, other than Wilma. But Andrew didn't give us damage, but Wilma did. And we had to have there was 5 buildings for the condos with, I forget how many apartments in each one. And we had just had a new roof put on, but insurance covered to do all 5 buildings to get a roof put on. I'm like, okay, so that's good. I just don't want to lose anything on my roof now. Yikes. I have all my paintings all over the place, so that could be replaced. Anything could be replaced if anything gets damaged. Not a problem. During a hurricane, you have to just keep everybody you know safe and loved. That's what does it. My friends are secure. My sister is secured. My other sister's in New York. Don't have to worry about her right now. She's flying back. But the thing is, oh yeah, flying back's going to be real fun. We could see outside where people have the shutters on. They're going to be hearing all this noise and this wind blowing and not know what's going on. We could see what's happening outside, and you'll see trees going this way. Then you'll see them going that way. So, but I don't know. It's going to be just tropical storm, category 4 tropical storm, because the hurricane's going to stay on, hopefully on the coast, and won't get that much damage, hopefully. But it's going to do a lot of damage, period, on anybody living on the coast of all state of Florida. Then it may, even Georgia and South Carolina and North Carolina, it's set to go like this way, right up the coast. So it's going to be damage all the way up the coast. So people say a prayer. And let's take a look at this mess I made. Oh my God. All right, here we go. Let's see. Still working, still getting a little more. It is pretty though. I like it. I like it better than the hurricane pour I did. But I may do something else on this. I don't know. Anyway, if you need to subscribe, hit subscribe and the little bell so you know when I do another pour. And if you want to read my books, Paralyzed with Fear is one of them, and Victoria. You have to search Janice Brown, JenisEBrown on Amazon or Kindle. And my artwork is also available on Pour Like Me, P-O-U-R, likeme.com. Also Etsy, just do Janice 410. The reason why it's Janice 410 is because I'm 4'10". If you want to find me anywhere, just type Janice 410 on the internet, you'll find me. And that's it. So everybody be safe. Have a fun day. Have a fun Labor Day. And I'll catch you later. Bye.